So by no means am I the best Invincible versus player. I don't think I'm crazy good, but I have been playing it for about a week and a half, and I also have been in both of the betas, the closed beta, the open beta. Was it an open beta? Whatever the hell they were, I was in them, and I wanted to go over some of the random stuff that I don't really think that the game really explains very well, as well as some random techniques that I've picked up along the way during my ranked journey. So without further ado, here, let's go ahead and show off the first one. Okay, so my first one is a bit simple, but there is a movement button, which on controllers, it is your right bumper. On keyboard, I'm not really sure what it is. But instead of double tapping to dash, you can just press that like this, and it'll automatically do it. It makes everything so much easier and faster. So like right now, I'm double tapping to dash, and this is about as fast as I can go. But if I'm doing it like this, here, let me see. Bad example. I'm just going back and forth. And it might not be super important early game, but you have to understand this game has a crazy neutral. Especially when you have those situations at the end of the game where it's just a 1v1, and you can't get out of combos, you can't do anything to get, you know, whoever gets that first hit. So mixing up your movement and really trying to be untouchable or invincible is really helpful. So really work on that. You can even do, depending on the character, I know a lot of flight heavy characters can do a down dash, so you can do a short hop into that. So if you wanted to do, you know, your standard jumping attack, or you can just short hop into a low, super quick, super easy mix up. Definitely use it. A quick part 2 to that, be sure to use your boost for your movement. I know you usually want to use the flashy moves and you want to use it to get out of different situations, but your movement is really fun to use the boost with as well, and it is a very strong tool. Because think of it like this, I'm all the way back here, there's no way I'm going to hit you with a low, boom, I hit you with a low. It's super simple, automatic combo starter, boom. It's easy, I swear. You just boost low or boost do anything. You can also boost to get out of situations. So if someone's hitting you, you get a chance to breathe and you really want to get into that neutral, boom. Especially if you are a character who thrives in that mid to long range, that is huge, getting that distance. Even if you're not, if you're getting the absolute, you know, taste beaten out of you, just getting that distance to close that, get rid of his momentum, I guess, is super helpful. So be sure to use that. Super tiny part to add on to that movement. A lot of flight characters have this diagonal movement. Abuse that, because who is gonna think, oh, they're jumping away from me, how are they gonna hit me? Boom, you're hit. Boom, you got load. You know, it's super annoying, but say you knock them down, you're on wake up, jump away, boom, crazy mix up, and you're out of any sort of situation. Like Conquest here, it's not perfect, but on wake up, say I get knocked down, on wake up I could hit this, armor move. Jump, you're safe. You realize I didn't hit it, straight back down. It's super easy to get out of situations like that, and all you really got to do is use that movement that the game gives you. So my next one is know your assists. Your assists, I'm not sure if it's all of them, but most of them, the forward attack is going to be a big overhead. So using that while you're in your little jab string with your pressure is huge, because if they're blocking, A lot of times it's going to be block, block. I'm going to start holding low. And if you don't have any more, you know, high capabilities, go ahead and pop your assist. You automatically get that combo. If they get hit by that, obviously you get that combo. But you also want to figure out what assist does what. Like Conquest. His assist is this move. Super long range, super nice. So I can go ahead and pop that. If it does hit, I can just dash forward and hit someone. While Alan, his back assist is this one. So I usually like to make sure I'm at least in the mid range, so it can actually hit. So let's see, just like this. See? Not every character is gonna have a crazy long range or a crazy short range, you know, but you do want to make sure you figure out what does what. Especially if your character is one of those characters like Alan that will shoot them straight up into the air. Not all of them will, but if you don't know that it does, if you do get that crucial hit with your assist and it does knock them in the air and you're not ready for it, you're not going to get that combo and you're going to miss out on so much damage. Be sure to pay attention to your boost meter because most of these tools do take at least some of it. Heroic Strike and, you know, your assist breaker especially being super heavy with that. Assist breaker is okay, so your boost is going to be something that you are going to have to manage when using these. Most of these do take away from your boost meter, especially assist breaker. Assist breaker takes 2 out of your 3 boosts, and it cuts your character or your assist character's health in half. So it's super, you know, use this if there's nothing else. I always see people throwing this out as soon as someone gets that first hit. Do not do that. Do not do that. Because if they get that first hit, you launch it back, now you have no boost, now you have no assist for like 10 seconds. That assist that you use, if he gets tagged in, you lose all that health that, you know, you just lost because you used it. It is a last resort. Do not use it unless you've already tried counterattack, unless you've already known, hey, this is not working, he's getting too much damage. And make sure you do it at the right time, because if you do it at the wrong time and they shoot up and your assist is down here, they're going to go ahead and miss. They're going to keep going to combo, and it would have been for nothing. And nobody likes to lose all of those tools for nothing. Stuff like your snapback is super nice. If you catch someone doing an assist breaker and, you know, they miss, boom, easy pickings. I always forget which way, if front or back, is, you know, the top character or the bottom character. But easy pickings for that health. Snapback is huge. Your counterattack is something that you are going to want to learn very early on. You don't want to rely on it, because if you counterattack every single tag, people are going to understand, and, you know, whenever they tag in, they're going to hold up and then attack you to kind of get away from it. So it's a very big rock, paper, scissors thing. You want to try to read your opponent. Early game, it's huge. If you counterattack everything early game, you'll be fine. As soon as you get slightly higher, try to make sure you start understanding, hey, I think he's gonna do that now. I don't think he's gonna do it now. Slowly work on that. Your push block and your heroic strike are gonna be bigger in that neutral. This game is very neutral heavy, especially in those, you know, 1v1 situations at the end of the game. It's very crucial that you don't use it way too much, because, you know, if it takes boost, and boost isn't, I mean, it's unlimited, but it comes back very slowly, especially with your heroic strike. Heroic strike, you really want to make sure I'm gonna get something. Heroic strike is one of those things as well. I would wait to make sure you have a tag or something of the sort, because if not, you're just gonna get one hit. But if you heroic strike and then tag into someone, then you can continue a whole combo. Push block is super nice because especially if you have like an armor character or a character with a good armor move, push block while they're still punching and then armor, easy combo. Easy combo. So guys, make sure you really check into these moves and, you know, practice with these. They're the same with everyone. This is your Hail Mary. This is your saving grace. Okay? On to the next one. Okay, so my next one is make sure you're not, you know, constantly tagging right after a super. I know it's super fun to just do that. It's also crazy easy to counter tag it. So you really want to, I mean, you can do it eventually. Eventually is fine. And you know, it's not like everyone's gonna hit it 100% of the time. There are slip ups, but try to mix it into regular combos. So you make it a little harder to, you know, a little harder for them to actually get that counter tag because they have to react to it instead of knowing, hey, they're gonna go ahead and super, let me be ready for it. They're never gonna be ready for it if you just do it at random points. But if you are doing it at random points, don't be the guy that does it way too much because one, it's gonna piss people off and you're gonna look like a spammer, but two, it's not as good as you think. I've had so many people that tag every 3 seconds mid combo, and it gives them, once you start going way too crazy with the tags, then it gives people way too many chances for them to do the counter tag. Counter tag is free, by the way. So you just zoop and they're knocked out of the combo, and then you have your own free thing. So be wary of that. Be wary of that. Try to make sure you mix up your timing and when you tag, and make sure you don't use tag way too much because, like I said, it is going to be very reactable once you're doing it 50 times per combo. Okay, so my next one is a bit different. Really try to make sure you figure out the limits of what your characters can do. Because stuff like finding out they can do a double high attack, or if I've seen some people, I think Powerflex has a triple high, which is huge because in situations where you're blocking, most of the time, especially early on, you're gonna want to hold up to block and then crouch to catch a low because a lot of people aren't going to be using overheads right away. So, like Titan here, I can do boom, double high. So if they do that second block, or if they think, hey, I blocked that, that looks like it's gonna, you know, take some time to recover. Nope, it's not. I get the hit. If he thinks, oh, I did take a little bit too long, armor move, I get the hit. So really try to make sure you figure out, okay, this character has this character has this, I can do a double high, I can do a double low, how much range your character has and how fast it is. Because like, if I'm gonna do something like this and make sure like I have enough room, you really want to make sure they can't get out of it as easy as you think, you know? So definitely mess around, get into some practice rooms. If you have friends to play with, test it out on them, test it out on them. You don't have to sit there and make them say, oh, wait, sit there, don't do anything. Just do it, just try it, you know? Once you figure out, hey, I think I've understood this thing, bring it into some real matches. Test it out then, test it out, keep testing it out, and then that's how you perfect these things. Stuff like, boom. You really want to make sure you figure out what, you know, is worth it, what works, what doesn't. It took me a minute to figure out Titan, even if I'm using this boosted, it's not worth it to just go straight for this unless I know I see them going for an attack. Most of the time now, when I boost it, I go for this one so I can do some actual combos afterwards. Especially, let me see if I can actually bring him back. especially in situations like this where I can do a low instead because block string, and if they're not blocking low, combo. If I do this and they block, super negative, I get comboed. So like I said, make sure you figure out what your characters can do, what they can't. Test out those charge moves. A lot of charge moves like this will give you crazy benefits. So definitely check them out. Okay, so my final one for today, if I find out more stuff, I'll come back to you guys. But my final one for today is when you do the map change, it doesn't really explain what kind of a boost you get. I know it says that you get more meter. I am here to tell you, it doesn't bring your health back. It doesn't bring your super meter back or up. What it does is makes your boost meter fill up. So if you're at 0, it'll go to 3 and it'll flash. It'll flash for 10 seconds. What that flashing does, it makes it so anytime you use meter, it'll come right back at breakneck speed. So, I mean, I'm not saying that this is a crazy thing that you should do, but I'm saying you can do this. Look at this. We have unlimited boost meter for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, we have unlimited boost meter. It's not the most broken thing, but in a situation where you have, especially if it's like a one character thing, or a lot of these are one character things, but in a situation where you have no more boost meter for your character that you really don't want to lose, if you can pull off a quick move like this, and like I didn't mention it before, you can only do it once per match. It is a be-all end-all. Use it once per match on a character, especially with a character with armor moves like this, or Titan. Titan's a huge one because he has these like sprints with crazy armor. That means I can just do a million of those for 10 seconds with no drawback, you know? Don't play unsafe, because if you play a little too unsafe, then they're gonna catch you, and then you're gonna lose all that anyway. But it can be a crazy thing to deal with, you know? See that? I don't know why I was so hype about that. But yeah, definitely check into that, especially if you have really good boosted moves. If their boosted moves are just not really your cup of tea, maybe save it for someone else. Don't waste it. I have not really seen people use this too much, so you can kind of surprise them with it and go for something absolutely crazy. I know Conquest has some of my favorite boosted moves, like, you know, that one. This one is my favorite. It is a full screen, you know, armored move that gets that knockdown. But that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions about Invincible Versus, leave them in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back with more Invincible Versus content very soon. Peace.